What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thank you so much for being here, for being subscribed if you are. If you are not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, hit that like button while you're at it. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. Let's just go ahead and brighten up the place. I just thought it would be kind of funny to do a conversation on Derrick Jaxn because, listen, I told you guys before, I never followed him. Every once in a while, I may have seen one of his car videos in my YouTube feed if I was listening to some other content. And it wasn't that I even listened to content like that because I've never listened to relationship content or relationship advice content or anything like that. And when I see stuff like that, I peep game. If I wanted to, I could grift off of people when it came to the relationship stuff, because if it just is about sharing your experiences or because you have had some success and you want to sell that, I could have done that, but I choose not to. I don't do that. I am an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since 2006. I've been in my current business for about 15 years now, doing what I do as a licensed esthetician, and I enjoy it. I'm grateful for it. I was a legal assistant for 12 years prior to that. I've got a lot of life experience, and I definitely have a lot of relationship experience. And I've been married for a number of years as well, and I'm grateful to be married to a great man. But I don't put my relationship out there. That's just not what we do. So when I see stuff like this, I smell a rat. And I don't like to be anywhere near rats, so I don't spend any time around rats. And when I see stuff like his, I just not interested, do not recommend channel. So I usually would not see much more of it on YouTube. But when the stuff went viral about him cheating on a lot of people didn't even know he was married at the time, wife, and all that stuff came out, it was definitely interesting and not 100% surprising. So since Danaia did her interview with the Dear Future Wifey podcast, which I may do another conversation just talking about that, some things that I just want to address, because it was a freaking almost 4-hour interview when you break it out. There's no way anybody could talk about all of that in one sitting unless you choose to do that. And I don't have the type of time to do that, right? But I just kind of find it comical because when Tasha K exposed him for the umpteenth time for cheating on his wife last year, then he came out and did this post where he is holding his wife, and I'm using this as a thumbnail, and announcing that they're separating and going their separate ways. So he says, over the past several months, my family and I have gone through many changes. Some of you have speculated, while others of you have reached out to offer support as we privately establish this new normal for ourselves and our beautiful children. This is another Hotel Holt, because we know that Hotel, he's always talking about his 4 beautiful children that he had with his ex-wife that he treated like trash, Melody. But anyway, continuing in the post, he says, earlier this year, after much prayer, counseling, and deep consideration, we decided to go our separate ways and filed for divorce. Making the decision to file was one of the hardest decisions of my life, but I found peace knowing that our mission of raising healthy children, starting with healthy and whole parents, is still being accomplished. From falling in love as just teenagers to becoming spouses and now co-parents, I'm grateful for the years we've spent together and wouldn't trade them for anything. I was blessed to have such an amazing person in my life and will forever be thankful for all she's meant to our family. We ask that if you pray, to please pray for us as we navigate this grieving process. If not, please respect our privacy. Now, he did that post on his Instagram on December 10th, 2022, but that was after Tasha K exposed them for being down in Miami with some chick doing karaoke and holding hands and being with this chick, right? And so he went from the housewife to the hoe. Well, anyway, in the interview that Danaia did on the podcast, she said that she got a text message from him while she was either upstairs and he was down, or vice versa. They were in the house together, and he sent her a text message saying that I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. So for him to have made that post saying that they made this mutual decision to go their separate ways was a lie, right? So that was a lie. And then not long after that, he started posting again on his Instagram. So I thought it would just kind of be funny and a little bit comical to listen to some of this, because it was not long after he made that post announcing that he was leaving his wife, but tried to make it seem like it was a mutual decision, because we already know that she didn't want it. And I don't believe that she's going anywhere. Even if the divorce becomes final, I believe that she will always be with this man, in my personal opinion. And if not always, definitely for the, future time being. So he did this one where he titled this video, "Nah, sis, you are not crazy." So let's play this.
Nah, sis, you're not crazy. Don't let that man convince you that you are either. You just peep game. You just peep the inconsistency, the lies, the way that his words and actions wasn't matching. A man is going to call you crazy when he wants to leverage your emotional investment into him as a way to keep you blind to the disrespect he's been showing you. And sometimes he'll want to keep you blind to yourself. Like, if you got in that relationship before you really knew who you were, like your value and how to love on yourself, a man could get comfortable bringing you the bare minimum. And then if you realize who you are during the relationship and you start loving yourself, so you require him to love you accordingly, that's the equivalent to you shaking the table that he got so comfortable bringing nothing to. So yeah, in his mind, it's like, hold on, where all of these standards come from? Where all of this self-esteem come from? What you mean I need to be accountable? What you mean you're going to leave if I do this or talk to you like that again? You crazy. But don't let that spook you, because it's better to be the woman that a man calls crazy than to be the woman that a man thinks he can play with like she's dumb.
So to hear him say that, there's no lies detected about what he said. He's just a liar. And he's speaking about himself. He's always, for the most part, been speaking about himself when it comes to the negative traits and attributes and character and characteristics of a low down, dirty dog, because that's what he is. But the reason he can continue to grift and put this content out there without apologies after he made that post on his social media after being exposed for cheating on her again is because there's always, unfortunately, going to be mainly women who fall for the grifter. Like this one person who commented on this same video, they said, "I don't care what nobody says about him. He's giving us the tea because he's a man and he knows." It should make a difference, and you should care not just what people say about him, but about who he actually is. And another person says, regardless of what you think of him, he is speaking straight facts. Again, he's not speaking lies, but he is a liar. So it shouldn't be received from him. He should not be supported. But unfortunately, people are going to. People are going to continue to listen to grifters like he is. So this other one, he says, confused men don't commit. And again, he speaks about himself. So I'm going to play this clip.
That's me before Dawn Power Wash.
So if you get the feeling like nothing that you ever do is enough for your man, or he's always criticizing something about you, more than likely that man is confused. And more specifically, he's confused about his purpose, if he even has one. Because men choose a woman from one of three places: their purpose, their pain, or pleasure. pleasure being their flesh. They're just indulgent in sex addiction or whatever. They always got to have something new. So, of course, you're never going to be enough for a man in that way. Or if he's choosing from his pain, that means he's trying to fit you in to one of those voids that came from his childhood trauma, mommy or daddy issues, something like that. They don't make him necessarily a bad guy. But because you wasn't made to fit inside that type of void, that wound is never going to heal. Therefore, emotionally, he's always going to bleed on you. But if he's choosing from a clearly defined purpose, he knows exactly what part you play, and he's already committed to that. Therefore, he can commit to you. But if the man doesn't have a clear purpose or a purpose at all, there's really no purpose in you entertaining him unless you just like wasting your time.
So, ironically, this was something that was posted to his Instagram account on May the 9th. It's currently June the 5th when I'm recording this. Confused men don't commit. So, the commenters is what I'm here to speak on, because he's doing what he's always done, which is speak about himself, but speaking about men, quote unquote. But he's speaking about himself when he says confused men don't commit. He never committed. He was never faithful. He never was faithful. So in the comment section, a woman, she says, "I love a man who tells it straight. Thank you." Another one says, "This is good, but not all men are meant to commit either. It just ain't for everybody." And that, again, is someone that I feel is looking for a possible opportunity with Mr. Jaxn, if you're nasty, because he was never one to commit. Another one says, "I swear this man needs to win a Global Peace Prize or something. He makes it so simple and precise." And there you have it. These are just a few people that commented on this. And it's like, there's no wonder. There's no wonder as to why he can continue to create content like this, even after what he did, continuously being exposed, and he's out here speaking about men. And I wouldn't even say bashing men, because again, like I said, I didn't detect any lies about what he said. It's just that he is a liar. And so the messenger makes a difference. The messenger makes a huge difference. And that's why you can't have people out here that are just so damaged and flawed in this way, continuously moving forward and trying to be this person when he was never that person to be out here trying to help women heal and help women to get out of horrible situations and to get into better ones, when he was always horrible as a husband. He never was faithful. He never should have been a husband. I'm not saying that his wife, Danaia, doesn't deserve any of the blame, because she was all for it. She was accepting of it. She was a willing participant. She felt like she was the winner because she had the ring, so she won the prize. And she spoke about how she was enjoying the lifestyle. So she definitely deserves some of the blame for sticking in there and staying with it. But I do believe that grifters of a feather flock together, and they both are grifting together. Because, yeah, he's still going to get the audience of the women, but even though Danaia comes across as a ditzy little girl sometimes, I believe she's much smarter than she puts on. And I also believe that she is one of the reasons why he has become so successful, because I believe, in my personal opinion, that she was in the background writing a lot of the things for him. So they're grifters together, and they will continue to grift, because there will always be people like some of these commenters that I read their comments that are praising him to this day. It's absolutely insane. So I just wanted to talk about that really quick, because I just found it ironic. I just thought about going to check out his social media and seeing like what's been going on since that time. I did not click follow. So these are just some of the posts that I've seen as of recent, and then some of the others that are from like at the end of last year. But definitely a trip, to say the least, that he is still out here preaching to the women about these confused men not committing and the other things that he's saying about how to know that he values you and make him respect your absence, and great women enable destructive men. And oh my God. And nah, sis, you're not crazy. Yeah, the ones that are still following you, they are crazy in my personal opinion. So guys, you let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments section below. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth. I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and I'm going to say bye.